Okay, so this video is for Leia, and what I want to do is I want to talk you through some of these chord shapes and help you get, catch up with the other students. So hopefully you have a guitar, or you'll have one soon. You'll be able to practice, and so I want you to take a look at these chord shapes. And there are a few things that I saw as I was working with you last week. And I want to make sure that I get you off on the right track with these. So the chords we're going to have to know, the first is A minor, okay? And you can start that, your first finger here on the second string, on the first fret, and then we skip a string, our middle finger here on the second fret, and then third finger tucks right underneath, so that you have this shape right here, okay? And then you strum, and if you want to be really exact, we don't strum the thickest string. We avoid that string, we start from the next string, strum through the remaining 5, okay? So that's the A minor. E minor should be pretty straightforward. That was the first chord I showed you. And that's just these two fingers here. And again, make sure both on the second fret, and they're on these two strings. Technically, this would be the 5th and 4th string, because we always count from the thinnest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is where my fingers are, and we're strumming all the strings. Okay. Now to get to G from E minor, which is what you do a lot of the time, you can leave your first finger where it is, and then you can reach these two. And this is a bit of a stretch, but you should be able to handle this with some practice. Okay, so you can see that both of my fingers are on the 3rd fret on the outside strings. And the other thing is that I really want your fingers curling like an ocean wave, so that you've got your finger tippy toes right down on the string, so that your fingers are pointing straight down. You don't want anything flat like this, or any of this kind of thing. You want everything tippy toes, fingertips. Okay, and that's your G chord. Okay. Now the hardest chord that you're going to have to deal with, and you're really going to have to work on this one, is F major, or F major 7 is the open chord we're using. So the one thing that you had a little bit of trouble with on this one is making sure it's on the right string. So be very careful about this when you work on this chord. Your first finger goes on the 2nd string, just like the A minor, 1st fret, 2nd string, okay? And then you go 1 string at a time. One thing you were doing a lot last Wednesday is you were putting it even 1 further string down, and you're going to get this sound. You hear that? That's not F major, okay? So it's kind of a weird sound, so you should be able to tell by sound, you want the chord to sound happy, which is this. Okay, that's a much happier sounding chord. So you can see again, the 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string, and it's like a little stairway. I like to think of it that way. So that it's 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 1 string at a time, so you can walk down the stairway, right? Okay. And the other thing to do on this chord, if you can, really, really important to try not to strum the 2 thickest strings down here. You want to start from your 4th string and strum through, ideally. If you hit the 5th string a little bit, that's okay, but if you hit this low string, you get a really kind of a funny sounding chord that doesn't sound right. So it's really important to try